Hello and welcome to this e-library presentation. My name is Shane Chino. I represent Kale IT, or you can say Kale Information Technology. Kale Information Technology is a Papua New Guinean SME specialized in building tailored e-library, e-learning, and e-schools. We have been operating for 10 years. And within our 10 years, we have already delivered our e-library services to 65 locations in the country, and we have already been to 10 provinces. Also, we have won some of the awards, the SME awards. And in this presentation, I will just explain our e-library services. I won't talk more about the e-learning and e-school. That can be covered in a later future presentation if you're interested for that other two services. But right now in this presentation, I will talk more about the e-library. The presentation outline. In this presentation, there are three things that I will cover. The first part is the e-library benefits, which I will explain some of the benefits of the e-library and what makes it very important to have this system installed in your school or in your organization or in an area where you want this to be installed. The next part is I'll just share some of our experience, how we have been operating and places that we have already covered. And then the last part, I'll just conclude with a demonstration of the e-library, just using a simple device. You can just access the e-library, which that will be the last part of our presentation, which is the demonstration. Okay, part one, e-library benefits. The benefits of the e-library is that Kale Information Technology, we can tailor the e-library, meaning we can tailor the e-libraries for different, say, clients. So just to give you an example, public. So I can say public places can be somewhere where there's individuals or public individuals that are present in that area. We can actually tailor the e-library for that public location, which the users or the audience, where they come to that certain public area, they can access the e-library. Now the e-library is it's not connected to the internet. There's no subscription or monthly fee or data plans to have that pay to access. It's a one-off cost, which once payment is done, we do the installation and you can just access it. Next is the communities. We can also tailor the e-libraries for communities. Just to give you an example, like villages, where we can have certain materials where villagers want, they can access the e-library. Now the e-library is, like I said, it's tailored for different, say, users or clients. The next we have is schools, where in your situation as a school, we can tailor it for different schools. We can even tailor it for primary, secondary, high school, for TVET, colleges, or even, say, elementary school. So we can tailor the library. Also, we can even tailor the libraries for institutions, bigger institutions like universities, colleges. And we can even tailor it for organizations. So as you can see, these are different ranges of customers or clients that we can tailor the e-library to suit their specific needs. So for example, what you see in an organization e-library would be different from a school setting, or what you see in a community would be different from an institution. So every e-library that Kale Information Technology we build, it's mostly targeted to that specific user's needs. So just to give you an example, for your school, the Ramu Valley Academy, we will only put materials that is suitable for the school, those basic core subjects, and as well Christian related materials that suits the school's needs. So we have that tailored. So that's to give you a idea of how Kale IT, we build and design our e-libraries based on different clients or customers requirement. Excuse me. Contents inside the e-library. Now the contents inside the e-library is not only just books. The content, the e-library has a variety of different materials that is captured or installed the e-library. We have content such as images, encyclopedias, textbooks, magazines, scan and upload. What I mean by scan and upload is where you can even scan a material, hard copy, and have that uploaded to the e-library server. Storage with the e-library, there's large terabytes of storage, giving you enough space to add additional content material inside. Also, there's audio material, video records is where you can do a video record of yourself using a digital camera or a smartphone, and then you can have that recorded footage uploaded to the e-library where your students can access. Android apps, Windows apps, and websites. So apart from that, there's applications inside like educational apps for Android devices or Windows applications for say PCs or computers, and then there's websites which you want to have access to those websites. Just to give you an example, the Wikipedia website. Okay, part 2, information. We're still on correction here. We're still on part 1, information. Apart from those information, we also add other information just to complement the e-library. So when the students, when they leave, say, school, they actually access some of this other knowledge that like tourism, which is added inside the library, education materials, which I've already mentioned, word of God, finance, agriculture, SME, technology, marketing, infrastructure, health, fisheries, energy, government, PNG culture, and climate change. So the reason why we add those additional information is that apart from learning those basic core subjects like maths, science, English, social science, those basic subjects, the students, they have access to those other information which they can learn about agriculture, they can learn about technology, they can even learn about energy, or they can even learn about how our government system or structure operate. So this is some of the information that it basically supports the student when he or she leaves school. They have some sort of knowledge with them which they gain through the e-library. Now, what devices can access the e-library? Now, the e-library can be accessed using variety of devices. Now, these devices must have an application such as a Chrome browser to access the e-library. So just to give you an example is what devices is you can access the e-library using a standard computer or a desktop, laptop, a tablet, mobile phone, smart TV, iMac, iPad, or MacBook. So as you can see, you can access the e-library using this variety of devices. As long as a student or teacher has one of these devices, such as a computer, laptop, or tablet, or mobile phone, he or she can access the e-library. Now, to access the e-library, you must have this application installed in any of these devices, a browser. A browser is basically an application that reads websites. Now, the e-library is basically a huge website which has this variety of materials, as I've mentioned earlier, like videos, audios, scanned documents, websites, Android apps, Windows apps. So all these are built inside this huge website. Now, this website can only be viewed and accessed using a web browser. Now, you first have to have a web browser installed in any of these devices to access the e-library. Now, with the e-library, we provide Wi-Fi signal coverages. So we have an outdoor access point, as you can see from this illustration here. You have this Wi-Fi access point which broadcasts the signal coverage. Now, we can also extend the coverage more than 300 meters, but just within a school setting is 300 would do within this area, because as when you start to extend the signal coverage, you will start to have outsiders accessing your library without your authorization. So having 300 is suitable for any school environment. So as you can see in this image here. So we have a Wi-Fi access point, which is basically say broadcasting the signals, and as you can see, the devices, computer, laptop, a mobile phone, iMac, a smart TV, they are all connected to that Wi-Fi, and they can access the e-library just by opening up a web browser. So as you can see, a demonstration of the e-library on your right hand side, where it's been viewed using a web browser. So as long as you're within this coverage. Now when you access the e-library, as I've mentioned earlier, you are not paying any fees. You're not subscribing, getting data plans, bundles. No, it's a one-off system which when we set it up, you don't pay any additional cost. You just, once when you turn on the power, you only have access to the e-library. Okay, e-library packages. Now, KL Information Technology, we offer different types of packages to our clients. We have the first packages, which is the basic, or also known as the standard e-library, which only provide connection to 200 users. And then next package, we have a advanced e-library, which provide connections to 1000 users. And then finally, we have the top of the range, which is the professional e-library, which provide access to 3000 users. Now, depending on these three e-library packages, they're only suitable for different schools. Just to give you an example, if you have say less than 100 students or users in your school, it's best to have the basic one, because you can only cater for less than 200. But if you have more than 500, 600, 700, it's best to get a 1000 user one, which is the advanced e-library. Or if you have more than 1000, say you're between 1500 to 2000, then you will have to get the 3000 users, which is the professional e-library. So different e-library, the 200 users, the 1000 users, and the 3000 users have their different price range. Now, to set up and build a 200 users e-library basics take us roughly between 1 week to have it built, because we will have to work with the school, get all the right materials like what you need, and then we will start to build the e-library. And then from your school setting, we will have to work on the hardware equipments, the configuration of the servers, as well as programming, a database, all that. And then we will have to send our technical team, our technicians, to have this installed. So that roughly we are looking at 7 days at our end, KL Information Technology, to build, and then it will just take within 2 days for any of our technicians to install it in the school location. The next one, the advanced, is the 1000 users. That's a bit bigger. Now that one is a bit bigger because it will take us roughly between say 10 days to build at our end, and then 3 to 4 days to install at the school site. The next, we have the professional. The professional is the 3000 users, which will only take 2 weeks to build, and then say maybe 5 to 6 days to install in the school site, because that's a bit bigger server, which involves a lot of work into in setting up physically. So as you can see, the e-library has different components that involves. We have the digital materials, such as the content materials, like the books, the videos, the applications, the softwares inside. And then we have the hardware part, as you can see, the equipments. And then we have the labor part, which we have our technicians that they will have to do the physical installation of that system. And after, when they do the installation, they will have to do training. There's different types of training. There's 3 trainings they will have to train. They will have to do a full in-service training to the teachers, how to access the e-library using the devices. Once that's done, they will do another training again, the second training, which is the training to the students. They will have to train students how to navigate inside the e-library, understanding which content, where is the textbooks located, where is the encyclopedia located, where are the applications located, where are, say, exam papers located. That's a separate training for the students. And then the last training is the training for the administrator, who will manage the server. So as you can see, these are physical servers, which includes this ICT equipment. So basically, our team will train the administrator if there's a technical problem relating to the server, the power, the switch. He or she has a fair basic troubleshooting skills to just resolve that problem. So those are the 3 trainings that we provide after, when everything is complete. As you can see, this is a physical ICT infrastructure of the e-library. So as you can see, There's different types of topology settings of the e-library. Now, as you can see, the e-library is made up of a physical server, a router, and then an access point. And then there's a storage involved. So what you're actually paying for the physical hardware itself, which is also cover the logistics, which we will have to deliver those equipment, and then which includes the training and then the labor as well. So as you can see, this is what completes the installation setup of the e-library. Now, depending on different materials that are basically available in our country, or if there's available overseas through those physical hardwares, if they are not in stock, then we will have to change the access point or change the different types of servers. So depending on the hardware availability of those hardwares available, we can have those they can install in the school, but that depends. Sometimes they might be different hardwares. So as you can see, this is to give you a clear picture of what our teams that KL Information Technology we will set in a school. Okay, e-library projects. As you can see, different e-library has different home pages. So as I've mentioned earlier in the beginning, we have already installed e-library throughout our 65 location, and there's different types of home pages. As you can see, there's an home page that are different from each other. So when we build an e-library, we build the home page, so it makes the e-library unique and different. KL Information Technology, we have been operating for 10 years. Our 10 years experience, we have already delivered the e-library to 65 locations. As you can see, the number is it's an outdated information. So already we have delivered to 65 locations. We've been to 10 provinces. We have already spoken and did awareness to 31 politicians in Papua New Guinea. Also, we have spoken to 500 plus education in the country, and we have already reached 50,000 students in the country. So these are some of the data and statistics for KL Information Technology within our 10 years of e-library services. Now, the interesting part, we have come to the end of our presentation, is the e-library demonstration. As I've mentioned, to access the e-library, you just need any of these devices: a smart TV, a laptop, a tablet, or a mobile phone, iMac, MacBook. And you must have this application, a Chrome browser installed to access the e-library. So now I will just do a demonstration of the e-library so you can see. So let us just proceed on. How to access the e-library. Now, how to access the e-library, as you can see, these are the 7 steps, as you can see. So first, I will have to turn on my Wi-Fi. That is step 1. And then the step 2, I will have to locate where is the Chrome browser. And then step 3, where once the Chrome browser is open, I will have to go in where it says search or type in the web address. And then step 4, I will have to type in the IP address, which is 192.168.0.30. Once when I have that typed in correctly, I will have to press go. And then it will bring me directly through the homepage of the e-library, as you can see on step 5. And step 6, as you can see, there are rectangle icons that represent different types of educational materials inside. And then step 7, as you can see, which I have actually went in an icon which shows training relating to a library. So now we'll just move on. So as you can see, these are screenshots representing steps of e-library. Now, to access the e-library, you will have to go to your Wi-Fi. And then from your Wi-Fi, you will have to connect to the e-library. So as you can see, I am already connected to the Wi-Fi. It says UDM e-library. Now, once I am already connected, I will just go to a blank browser. I'll just open up Chrome again. So I'll open up Google Chrome. And then from Google Chrome, where it says search or type in the URL, I will have to type in this address, 192.168.0.30. Now, this is the IP address that will bring you to the e-library homepage. Make sure those numbers and dots are correctly in place, 192.168.0.30. When I press go, as you can see now, I am now being loaded up, and it will redirect me through the e-library homepage. Okay, I just reselect the route. I have actually selected a different access point. So it's a unified dream router, and then select that. then I'll just refresh, and as you can see now, I am now inside the e-library. So there you have it. This is the home page of the e-library. So as you can see, inside the e-library, you have been greeted by the home page. So we have actually done a sample for Ramu Valley Academy. So as you can see, this is an home page. We can always change the home page if you don't like how it's look, but just to give you an idea, this is what you will see when you access the e-library. You will be greeted with the home page. You have the home and about section. When you select the about section, it gives you a detailed information of KL Information Technology, who we are, some of our information, so you can learn more about us, KL Information Technology. You can go to like about us, our teams, our team members. These are some of our supervisors, admin, IT support technician. Also, you can go to pictures. You can see evidence of places we have installed. You can select sample. These are some of the sample e-libraries that we have already done. When we select home, it's going to bring us back to the home page. So when you have here, we're now inside the e-library. So you have this rectangle icon. They represent different resources. Like just to give you an example, if I select textbooks, I'll come inside, and then it's going to bring me up to those textbooks, survey books, textbooks. When I select Bloom books, it will come in those textbooks. Or if I select whichever icon, the great books, it's going to bring me up to these great books of the world. You've mentioned Khan Academy. Just have to locate where is Khan Academy. Okay, there is Khan Academy. Select Khan Academy. Just give it time to load. So there's different types of content inside here. I'll just select the Algebra 1 Mathematics. I can say play all. High school. Okay, I'll just give it time for that to load. As you can see, we've just recently we just added some academy content inside. So when we start to add content inside, it has to update itself before it will start to play. So just to give you an example, when you've mentioned you wanted some CAD Academy information, these are some of the materials that we got, like it's still updating its system. So just to give you an example, I'll just go to a maths, say maths content here, just to give you an example. A maths content, let me locate it. Where is the maths? Just have to rotate this like this. Mathematics, algebra. So as you can see, like when we add those content inside, you can play and watch those educational materials inside. Also make sure to check out our KL Information Technology YouTube channel. I have already done some training on those contents. You just need to select the icons, and then it will just direct you inside the content of those materials inside. So there's different types of content. So with the e-library, what content that you need, you just list it down, and then we will add those content inside the e-library, where the students and the teachers can access those content. So thank you very much. We have reached the end of our presentation. Like as I've mentioned, you can go to our YouTube channel. I've done a short demonstration on each of those contents. Just by selecting one of those icons, it's just going to bring you directly to the those materials about the e-library. So thank you and goodbye.